I'm basically
What's up,
I'm
Trev?
basically an hour and 6 minutes away from logging off.
Does it feel like the last day of school for you now? Is it like last day of school?
Honestly, it feels like I'm in overtime because I checked out days ago.
Really?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. This is a hologram we've got here.
I was doing a radio spot, and I do those on Tuesdays, as you well
Yeah,
know.
as I know, mate. I've inherited about 95 of them. That's great.
And someone said, "Oh, you looking forward to holidays?" I said, "I'll be honest, I checked out."
Because in my mind, I'm already there.
Because, like, my first one is like a 5:30 or something. So by about the fourth or fifth one, I don't need to be at my computer. I don't need to remember prices. It's all in here. And so I was just on the lounge, lying on the back doing a radio spot, and they said that. And I thought, honestly, no, this is just autopilot right now.
For the record, the 5:30s are out the window, mate. They were doing them at 7:20 or something.
Yeah, well, you do. You know, I've got another commitment at 7:20, which you'll find out when they get in touch with you.
I well and truly know, mate. Yeah,
mate, you adjust those times, you're going to end up with clashes.
No, I'm actually good. It's slotted in nicely.
Yeah, you haven't got them all yet, though.
Well,
you had 4 of like 12.
Get in line, mate. First in, best dressed.
Yeah,
if there's someone's got in ahead of them, that's their problem.
Fair enough. I appreciate you doing
I'm not getting paid for this, as we don't. None of us get paid.
I'll tell you what, I'll pay you double what I get paid.
Yeah, okay. Triple. I'll pay you triple what I get paid. Yeah. Which is 3 parts of you know what.
Yeah. So I'm checked out.
Good stuff,
I mean,
mate.
after this, I've obviously got to edit these shows and put them up.
Well,
and
if you want to hear more about the trip and
we'll
and
cover that in the private
Trevor's
feed.
trepidation about rides and stuff, you can listen to the private feed, which is right down here.
Oh, you know what? That's really interesting
click
that we
below.
can talk. If we record the private before this, we can actually promote it.
Well, no, we haven't really. I'm predicting what we're going to talk about.
No, but we have. So I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I'm scared of rides, and he's going to try and talk me into it.
Maybe we should record the private before the main show every week.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Interesting concept.
Good idea after 14 years, isn't it? We've finally come up with something. Took a while, but we got there in the end.
It's a simple life we lead, really.
And so that means that next week you won't be seeing Trevor. You won't be seeing video at all, actually. It'll just be an audio show for the next 2 episodes.
Weeks,
It'll be myself and our
Val Quinn back on the
our
board.
third bloke of Talking Tech.
Bench bloke.
Our bench bloke is Val Quinn.
Bench bloke.
Filling in. He filled in for me when I was away.
In all honesty,
he's going to fill in for Trev.
I think bench bloke works for him. You know, he's got those guns. He probably benches.
Yeah. He's a fit lad, Val.
Yeah,
but you'll be
bench bloke.
You'll be hearing him. You'll be hearing him on the next 2 shows. Trevor's away with his family.
Wonder how he's going to feel about that. Bench bloke.
He knows, mate. He knows the deal.
Also, in a few weeks we're going to do Top Gun Maverick. I'm confident that I was nervous when I was recording.
Trevor hosted that one. Yeah, you've seen it. It's the
nervous?
only movie you've seen more than I have.
Are you nervous about taking this show on? Because you got to do a pre-show and everything.
No, mate.
You got to do the pre-show and everything.
Mate, come on. I'm all good. I do my own podcast, don't you?
I know.
I do Tech Guide. Have you ever heard that one?
No.
Probably not. But everyone else has heard it, no doubt, in this illustrious feed.
Yeah.
So I can handle hosting a podcast. Don't worry. I'll do it with the movie podcast, so it'll be all good.
People will send emails and texts.
Oh,
and stuff
well, you know what? But look, lucky for them, we're continuing. We could just say, you know what, we're having 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
But I'm still here, so we're going to keep doing it.
We also could have just pre-recorded some.
Yeah, but it's not like tech's topical. You can't really, can't record, you can't bank a show in 2 weeks ahead. Plus, that wouldn't give us enough for this show.
We'd have to do
we've got to fill one show a week. It's hard to do 2 in a week, 2 tech shows in a week. But the movie shows, we're stacking them up, baby. And the EV shows too. Should we? Let that cat out of the bag or what?
I felt like today
we'll know who won the election the next time you've heard our EV podcast.
We recorded a show today that goes to air after I get back, so April 28th.
Wow, how are we into May with the EV show?
No, we're planning into May. But the one we recorded today goes to air on April 28th.
Because we need to cover. Okay.
We have to cover the Monday. I fly back on the Tuesday,
of course.
So on the Wednesday we'll record. We'll be quite up to date.
So I don't have to prepare a movie show until you're back from America.
But we probably need to do 2.
The week you're back.
Yeah, or no, one of the weeks because there's 2. Anyway, we're getting back to diary time. With Trevor
we're doing
and
our
Stephen.
diary publicly.
This
on
was
the
the
show
original
now.
private feed. We used to talk about our diaries for the week, and it was like, you know what, we probably should just do that off air.
Yeah.
There was some good content off the air here earlier in the day, but that's going to stay off the air until we're in the grave.
As long as we want to keep our jobs, and our
and
reputations.
wives and reputation.
Yeah. The bloke's a bit of locker talk. Not really, is it? Not really.
It is what it is.
We were just chatting away. People are going to think, what were you talking about? What were you talking about? Wouldn't you love to know?
I can't believe you didn't pick up my cartoon character reference in an earlier movie.
No, I didn't. So I can't remember what I can't remember.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was.
Oh my God! What are you writing?
I think we were talking about a character being the demise or the face of something.
I hear you.
It's just very disappointing. I was disappointed in you, Stephen.
No, I didn't quite get that one.
No.
But now I do.
In about 3 weeks, you'll get it too, folks.
Touché, I'll say.
Because I don't know what we were recording at the time, but it's weeks away.
It was Top Gun Mavericks.
Yeah, which is weeks away for people.
Yeah. It's in the schedule. We've got some good movies coming out.
We got a busy time coming up, so it's all good.
So what's this week? The Mask. And then we've got, what do we do after The Mask?
Get Out.
And it's not Elaine Get Out, it's Get Out.
Right.
And then we've got
Deep
Impact, and then Top Gun Mavericks and The Rock. I'm talking about the movie The Rock, not Dwayne Johnson, whatever his name is.
Hang on. So Mask is this week.
Yep.
Then what do we say? Get Out. Deep Impact. Wait, I'm confused.
Mavericks. Top Gun Mavericks.
Maverick. So Top Gun Maverick goes to where the week I get back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we do need to bank some when we get back.
Of course.
Because we've got 2 weeks away.
Of course.
I thought we were further ahead. I'm very disappointed now.
With the movies, we are ahead, mate.
No, but we need to be.
I
got 2 weeks away in May.
Oh, boy.
So
it's always fitting in with
Trevor's
schedule.
I'm sorry.
That's how it goes.
All right. Let's not do this anymore. Let's do this.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad price.
With Trevor Long from EFTM.com.
Really handy device.
And Stephen Fennick from techguide.com.au.
I'm glad I remembered to edit that out. I probably didn't.
You probably didn't.
It's highly unlikely, but anyway.
Very loose show.
Two Blokes Talking Tech episode. Look, let's just blame anything that goes wrong on me. Holiday mode, okay?
Yep.
Episode 678. Thanks to the great people at Netgear and Arlo. We appreciate their support. They're great people, great products. We're just very lucky that we get to talk about companies that are good. They're great people, but they also make great products. It's the coolest thing that we don't actually have to stress about trying to kind of walk around, how a product maybe isn't as good as it might be. And, mate, we get to talk about great products, and we hope that you enjoy those products if you take them on. Stephen, we had a big weekend, not together. You went later in the week. I went on the weekend.
I spent a day there. You spent overnight.
I took my kids to some fancy hotel that used to be the Waterboard, and stayed in a hotel room where Samsung had set up multiple versions of their large screen OLED TVs. Yeah. And you know what? First impression, and it sticks with me from Samsung's previous launches, is their anti-glare technology just stood out. Because I got there in the daytime. You were there in the whole daytime. The windows were open. I'm thinking, oh my God, look at the diffusion of the light there. It's brilliant.
Good. Yeah. And the models we looked at was the S25F, which is their top of the line. Range. That's the only one that's got glare-free technology, by the way. The top one is the only one that has that. So the S95F, we looked at there was a 83-inch in the main lounge area, and then there was a 77-inch in the bedroom. Yeah, which is a nice size for the bedroom.
So same TV, just different sizes. Yeah. Now, both these TVs, the big one's like 12 point something millimeters, the small one's 11 millimeters thick, right?
Yeah.
But here's what's different about, an LG OLED is even thinner than that, but then they have this kind of bulky base. The G series, the Gallery series, is actually a thicker TV overall. But see, Samsung have got their One Connect box, which is where all the guts of the TV, the HDMI ports and everything, and then a single One Connect cable. So that's how they can do that. They can get that advantage. I got to tell you,
mounting this would be great.
Mounting it on the wall. I sat there for like 3 or 4 minutes, standing behind the TV, looking at the back of it, going, it's 12 millimeters thick, right? Yeah. And there's a Visa mount screw holes in them. Yeah. How many millimeters of screw must there be to hold? Let's call it 6 mil. Yeah. That means there's 6 millimeters of screen technology and 6 millimeters of other fill.
Well, it helps.
I just find it amazing that could be Visa mounted.
It helps that the OLED doesn't need a backlight. See, organic light emitting diode, no backlight, self-illuminating, which is why OLEDs produce such great black, because black levels are achieved, pixels either on or off. And when it's off, it's black, it's pure. whereas other TVs, there's a backlight to block, and it's a challenge then to achieve that pure black. But yeah, I've got to say, mini LED TVs are getting close.
Oh no, they're doing much better. Yes,
they're probably 90% of the way there, but OLED still, I think, in terms of black levels, it's still at the top.
The picture quality is beautiful. They're brighter this year than previous years.
Yep.
But the thing that stood out to me was actually not the picture quality, not the brightness. I mentioned the anti-glare, big standout for me. But then there's this AI mode. Now I've noticed long story short, Samsung's pricing for their entire TV range, minus maybe a couple of models, is already online. Like it's on JB Hi-Fi. Yeah. So you can see that they've got their Neo all that stuff, right? Yeah. And they're either a smart TV or a smart AI TV. So the smart AI TVs would be the ones that have this technology in it, where you press the menu and you normally go to picture mode on dynamic, movie, whatever. This has got an AI on or off. And then if it's AI, it's either optimized or custom or something. Yep. Anyway, you go into the AI settings and you can basically do a survey, right? Yep. So you go in the settings, you say, okay, for sport mode, and it shows you 4 pictures of like a football, soccer, and you choose the one that you like the best. Then it shows you a tennis image. Which one you like the best? Yeah. It shows you another one. 4 different images. And so basically it goes, he likes it brighter. He likes colours to pop. Yep. And so it takes this little survey and then it adjusts the picture to suit you. And I got to tell you, it worked really well.
It's great. And the good thing about that is you can do it it's not a one size fits all. You can choose that for sport mode, movie mode, general mode. And you just choose what you're choosing is your preference for brightness and contrast and color tone. So the TV gets an idea of what you like. Because picture quality, we've always said, is subjective. What you like, I might not like, and vice versa. So being able to choose that through the AI optimization is great. Yes. Otherwise, you can just let the TV take control and it can optimize it or do it in AI auto mode.
Yes.
Where it'll optimize that as well. So that's just smart.
I was watching the Formula One and McLaren's are orange, right? And I could just tell that it was too bright. Now, Samsung had set this room up, so did they push the brightness like store mode style? Was it a bit, oversaturated, whatever? And I was like, this is not how I know Formula One cars to look. So when I went through the AI mode and it went, this looks so much better. It's funny because often I find like movie mode or filmmaker mode are more watchable because they feel more natural. And not overblown.
Yeah.
So then I end up going dynamic
they're more film-like.
Because it's what I want. I want to see the colours. So I'm somewhere in between kind of film mode and dynamic.
Yeah. No, but it's great. It gives you an AI, again, at its best use here, where it's thinking on the spot too. It's learning from what your preferences and also learning from your environment, your lighting conditions and all of that as well. And also, too, it helps with the upscaling. So AI upscaling is working too. So it does have 4K upscaling. So, yeah, really impressive. And there's Samsung obviously gave us access to the best models, the S25F.
Yep.
But there are more in the range. In fact, twice as many OLED TVs Samsung are releasing this year than they did last year. So that's a bit of a statement to say, they're taking OLED seriously. They're thinking, right, they've been the number one TV brand for 19 years in a row.
Yes.
And they're taking that even further now. They want them to be, since they've got, look, to be clear, don't forget, they came back to OLED.
Yes.
They did OLED, left it, and kind of criticized it a bit, and then came back to it. And with the caveats that, yes, there is the risk of the burn-in if they do that, but I read your review and the whole sort of the whole pixel jogging of the home.
It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. The kids went in the other room. They were playing a game. I was watching Deep Impact.
Yeah.
And I looked at the TV, and what's going on here? I was actually on the phone to them. I was on the phone to the briefing, and I said to the guy, is the right-hand bezel bigger than the left hand? And he goes, I don't think that's true, Anyway, I hung up the phone, and I got a bit of paper, and I drew a line with the size of it. I went to the other side. It was completely different. Yeah. I said, Harry, come look at this. Harry and Vivi come in. They go, oh, I can't unsee it now. So what it does, because burn-in is a problem with OLEDs, right? Yeah. Which a lot has been alleviated through a decade of innovation, but it's still a potential issue.
It's a risk.
What I worked out is there's more than 4K worth of pixels on the screen. Yeah. There's, let's call it 10 rows more on each side.
Yeah.
So they show the picture, And then, when the frame changes, they might move it over a pixel.
Yeah.
And move it over a pixel.
It's imperceptible unless you look. It's like
Change the app.
It's like the hands of a clock. You can't really watch it happening, but it happens.
Yeah.
But it's the
because
pixel
after a minute,
jogging.
I'm like, oh my God, now the left-hand side's bigger than the left.
So jogs it left to right and up and down, or just left to right?
I think it's just left to right is all I could see.
And the reason for that is just so that there's no static image. There's no static image. Even the ambient mode, you'll find no still images. They're all moving.
Yeah.
And you'll also find if you pause a show, a screensaver will come up.
So quickly.
Which is, as its name suggests, screensaver.
Yes.
It's going to save your screen. So you couldn't get burn-in on this thing if you tried.
I think it would be very difficult.
Yeah.
Now, look at the range, right? There's 4 sizes in their 95F, which is the top end.
Yep.
There's 6 sizes in the 90F from 42 up to 83. 42 aimed clearly at gamers.
Absolutely.
And there's 4 sizes, one of which is exclusive to Samsung, the 55-inch in their 85F. Now, my criticism of Samsung here is their pricing is deceptive because they're saying recommended retail price, but and we always say they're going to be cheaper at retail because of discounting, but they're dropping in retail without a discount label.
Yeah.
To like $1,500 cheaper.
Yeah.
Because I said, look, your 83-inch is $11,500. $11,500.
Yeah.
The LG one's $9,999.
Yeah.
In retail, when you go to the JB website, it's $9,999.
Yeah, I know.
Not $9,999 discounted.
Well,
$9,999.
You and I wrote the same thing about the price, and I wrote that it's recommended retail. And it's funny how they released a price guide. Did you see this on the bottom of the email where they said retailers adjust pricing at their own discretion?
Yeah, I feel like they did that because of us, or mainly me, because I published and
me too.
Like,
I got the same phone call. Don't worry. And they said, look, just so you know, that's recommended retail. You'll find they're cheaper in store. And I said, okay, well, recommended retail and
which was to their own discretion because once I started looking on the JB Hi-Fi website, I found all the prices for their other TVs and I published those because they're on the website. Like,
well, and a lot of
they're not announcing their TV range until
not
May.
For 2 weeks. No, in late April.
End of April. It's May.
29th.
As far as I'm concerned, it's May.
Okay, because you're away. But some of the Neo Q LEDs are going to have the anti-glare too.
Yeah,
which is good. The top of the line.
I also noticed there's no 8K TVs on JBs or Samsung, so I think that they've yet to be announced as well.
But they are coming though.
Well, they've always done them for the last 3 or 4 years.
There's 8Ks for sure.
Yeah, but not in their not on any of the
listed yet.
Not on the coming soon sites.
Maybe they're coming later.
Maybe. But it's like what this OLED conversation is to demonstrate is that Samsung, I think they might have had a rough couple of years. Yeah, Jeremy Senior's left the company.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen for fun. That happens because either high targets are set and he doesn't want to do it or whatever. But fact is, it feels like they're under pressure, and they can only be under pressure from one thing, and that's LG.
Yeah, that's right. And
at the top end of the market.
I did read. I don't know whether you read a competitor's review.
No, I don't.
Another tech reviewer's review when questioning Samsung about who actually made their panel.
Right.
Yeah. One other reviewer suggested, and don't know if this is confirmed, that the bigger one is a LG panel that's on board. We weren't given that information, and I just took it on face value because, Kogan uses Samsung panels
sometimes,
but yet Samsung has the technology to make their panel better.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an OLED TV downstairs from Kogan right now. Look, it's great that it's an OLED, but if it doesn't have the power and performance to upscale and to do things,
absolutely
then
right.
It may not be as good.
It's like I give you a tennis racket. That means you're not going to play like Roger Federer.
Doesn't just because I've got his shoes and his tennis racket.
That's right.
Doesn't mean I'm going to hit
the ball.
It's
what you do with it. It's how you do it, and that's the difference here. So, still full credit to Samsung. The picture quality on the OLED was exceptional. The glare-free. Really, I reckon for those Aussie customers who live in like big open plan areas where they hate seeing the reflections, they've got windows everywhere, where they'd normally have to draw curtains in rooms to watch TV during the day. Yeah. That this is something they'd be looking for.
Mate, I don't understand why every TV doesn't have it.
Well, I think it's proprietary. Is it proprietary technology?
Mate,
there's glare-free on every other TV.
Apple has nano texture. I mean, I think that can be done. LG has a level of glare-free, but it's nowhere near as good as Samsung.
Let's talk about that. Like, this is also throwing down the gauntlet to LG as well. Like, LG, as we know, has been the leader in OLEDs, and their range this year is simply stunning. Their new OLEDs are amazing, and they've again achieved better brightness and AI on board as well. So the return serve here from Samsung is if you're in the market for an OLED, there's some amazing choices between LG and Samsung in the market right now.
Comes down to a software choice, really, doesn't it? Like Samsung and LG, WebOS
Price
versus
too.
Tizen.
Yeah,
Well, price, let's
price
just
too.
say they're going to stay neck and neck, right? Because that's where they are in retail. So you end up with a software conversation. There's no real app overlap that's problematic. Yeah. I would argue Samsung TV Plus is an underappreciated and under-promoted feature.
LG has that service too.
Yeah, but they don't have the channels, see?
Yeah, they've got some, not
they've got
as many
some,
as
but
Samsung.
nowhere near as many as
I think
Samsung.
even Hisense have it now too.
Yes, they've got Vita TV.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Samsung has for many more years been working on getting this content. And so it's just, mate, it's a very good service.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's a very good service.
Samsung's, it's the Tizen, and it's improved a lot, I reckon, too.
But so is WebOS on the LG, right?
Yeah, WebOS. And just another one, too, is that they've also offered, is it for 7 years of upgrades?
Yeah.
For the TV OS. So if there is an upgrade, you get it as well. Like before, you buy a TV and you're stuck with that version for however long. So if there is an update to the software.
It's not quite the Phil Newton box that you put back at the TV.
That was a while back, that you replaced the processor. Yeah, that was.
Take the chip
I
out.
don't know if it was actually Phil Newton's idea, but he was the head of
I remember him
Samsung AV
announcing it, yeah.
I remember that
because it was unbelievable.
Yeah, no, because you could then upgrade your processor to have the very latest TV.
Yes, so the AI stuff that exists today.
probably said, you know what, do we want to sell them a box or do we want to sell them a new TV? Let's sell them a new TV.
Yeah, I think someone went, this is not going to be good for long-term sales.
The bottom line, it might give us a bit of a hit. But anyway.
Yeah, so you're saying
good idea at the time.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
But no, software updates you're going to get. So you know how there's WebOS 6 and 7 and 8. You're going to get Tizen as well. You're going to get the next 7 years of upgrades. So you're not going to. It's like your phone. You know, you buy your phone, you get the update, so you get that new phone feeling. You might get that new TV feeling if you do the little
software makes a big difference because, but also it can be frustrating because. I hate when the OS changes on my TV. I don't want to have to learn how to do something new.
No, of course not. No. But let's talk about the gaming too. I mean, your kids were playing games on it too.
Look, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. I don't want to judge it because they were using like a 5G dongle and stuff.
Yeah, right.
But Harry tried the cloud gaming and it was slow and buggery. It wasn't amazing.
Could have been the internet connection.
Correct. Yeah. He tried to play Fortnite and it just wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
There was an Xbox there, but it wasn't his account, so he didn't want to play Fortnite. Like it's a weird way to try something.
They do have a game mode. Like all TV companies now, they offer the game mode because they know that apart from watching movies and streaming, people play games on their TV, right?
Yeah.
So there's the variable refresh rate. I think it's what now 160 something.
165 hertz, which is fine for PC gaming, but Xbox will be limited to 144.
Yeah, so 144 was sort of the previous what it was previously. It's got the auto low latency mode, variable refresh rate, so you don't get the lag and so no screen tearing and all that. So you can still have an amazing experience. And being an OLED, it's an ideal platform to play games
That's
on.
The market for those 42-inch. So 42-inch are at $25.29.
Yeah,
but it's gonna land at $19.99.
Call me crazy. I've already got two 43-inch Samsung smart monitors in my office as my monitors, and for a moment I entertained the thought of getting two Samsung 42-inch OLEDs in there, but sanity prevailed, and I thought, no, I don't need to spend that sort of money.
Yeah, that's insane. That is crazy.
Yeah,
but you are doing very well.
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But
I'm about to come home from a family holiday. I won't be buying anything.
So I think it's a battle royale. If you're an OLED customer, it's going to be some impressive choices you're going to have to make with this.
To sum it up,
and Samsung has said the statement is, "We're here for the long haul. We're serious about OLED."
Yeah,
and LG, as serious as LG.
Which is Samsung admitting they've lost the battle to convince people that QNED, Neo QLED, is better than OLED. Like it's great. Mate, I love the Neo QLED I've got. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we've got the same one.
Hard to fault. But if I had the choice, would an OLED look better? Yeah, probably. Do my eyes pick it up? Probably not. So that's where the balance is.
Subtly, I think. I reckon if you're been an OLED customer for a while, it's hard not to be anymore.
I used to always go, okay, black screen with a title like the start of Top Gun Maverick, all right, and you'd look for blooming
very well.
You look for the blooming around the outside of the white, so it's where the backlighting is coming through.
Yeah,
I'm going to say
doesn't happen. Yeah.
I'm going to say, sitting there watching that style screen on the Samsung, it felt like there was blooming because the white was so bright.
Yeah,
the brightness is such.
Yeah, I understand
that actually your perception is that there's blooming, but it's actually in your eyes, not on the screen.
I understand.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
You got to get up close with a magnifying glass.
Problem with a projector, 4K projector, no problem there.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right. Well, Samsung's OLED range details at techguide.com.au, EFTM.com. Reviews of the S25F that we saw at techguide.com.au and EFTM.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
It is, without question, officially the year of the Ozempic
It's the dummy.
phone.
It's got the the Ozempic phone, the skinny phone.
Like the iPhone 17 Air we talked
last
about
week. Yeah.
5.65 millimeters. Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge.
Trevor loves a dummy, by the way.
Yep.
There you go. And then my face came on the
I
screen.
get
How
on
does that
really
work?
well with. I put it in front of your face. That's why I
Okay.
did it.
Loves a dummy. There he is.
Mate, they are so thin.
Wow.
What? I have had a lot of comments on this saying I'm looking forward to it. I want a thinner phone. So maybe I'm wrong. But I just didn't see the market for
No, the
this.
Samsung's bigger.
It's slightly taller, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 0.2 of a millimeter thicker.
You see that?
It's not on you, mate.
It's not on you.
I'll
There
put
we
it
go.
on you. Hang on. No, that's me. There's you.
You can see how it's the blue one is slightly taller.
Yeah.
I'll put it against a plain background.
It's good for the
so you
people
see it.
listening at home, which are the 90% of people who are not looking, but that's okay.
Wow. Same joint that did the other ones, eh?
It could be.
Buttons.
Might be. Different colour.
These just arrived mysteriously on the doorstep again.
Yeah, that's
mate.
right,
Jeez,
isn't it?
what a coincidence. The two of them arrived. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
They sent the Samsung one and the iPhone
It's
one.
just
That's
amazing.
incredible.
The Samsung one, it's got to be announced in May. Like,
Mate, it's got to be announced next week.
you think?
So soon. It's got to be soon. They've got to get in ahead of Apple.
Well, because they've also got to they've got to
they've
battle
gotta
internally with their TV launch and stuff. They've got appliances to launch.
Well, mate, it's people use phones and TVs. They don't just use one or the other.
I know, but in terms of cutting through the media, the influencer, just the
that's nice.
noise,
I like
an election, it is nice, isn't it?
I love it.
It's a dual camera as well,
Look at that.
unlike the iPhone. So word on the street from some leaked European pricing is that's going to drop in between the 25 Plus and the 25 Ultra, which I think places at around $18.99 or $19.99.
You're talking about the Samsung now.
Yeah.
So the Edge S25 Edge, that is its
So
name.
we know, we know that's the
name.
phone. Yes.
Wow. Mate,
So
that's a nice phone. I would use that. I would use this too.
yeah,
I like if
single camera. I wouldn't use it for long.
Two cameras would be better, but
Way better.
I'd say that the camera that they put
I've
in.
never wanted a dummy
I
to be
asked
wrong
you this
so
last
much.
week. Do you reckon that's the 16E camera in there, or is that going to be something better?
It has to be better.
Yeah.
If it's flagship level, it has to be better. They're
'Cause
going up against Samsung with a dual camera.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think people we've spoken before about how Samsung's best attraction rate for iPhone customers is to the
around
fold.
Yeah.
I don't think a thin phone is a point of attraction.
I did notice too that the Air, if that's what it's called, has more rounded edges, rounded corners, whereas the Samsung has really square edges as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty much still the iPhone Air is still pretty much same sort of shape as the current iPhone, isn't it? It's sort of the rounded edges. Yeah, wow. So if you had to choose gun at your head, which one would you choose? Gun at
my head, Samsung.
Really?
Two lenses.
Two lenses, yeah. I'm with you. I reckon that's a really nice looking phone.
Gun at your head. You got to watch Reacher, mate.
I'm saving that one. I'm
For
watching Full Swing, and then I'm going to watch that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the new season 3 of the golf show.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but no, look, I just you hold that for a sec.
Oh, okay.
So this one,
I'm just a dummy over here, holding a dummy.
mate, that's good. They both feel good in your hand, though, right?
Yeah. You're going to put a
Yeah.
case on it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's meant to have a case on it, though, mate. I honestly reckon you're spoiling it. And look at the size of that bump. The case would be this thick.
This has got an extra millimetre on total thickness for the bump. That's got a millimetre less, about 10 millimetre versus
overall
11.
when you include everything.
Yeah.
Wow. And these buttons press in too, eh? Look at that.
You love your dummies.
I love the dummy buttons.
He's so simple. He's so easily pleased.
I like how they made this a different colour. Why is that? Blue. They just went blue. That's just a point of difference. Otherwise, it'd look too much like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's not like I had any communication with them.
The case manufacturers, they do this so they know that their cases fit. Okay? There we go.
It's like a lightsaber fight.
Get out of it. I win.
So you reckon
Don't
real
do
soon?
that with the real thing, though.
You reckon real soon, eh?
I honestly reckon, here's my red hot tip. Within a month, we're going to see this.
Oh, no doubt.
Within 1 month. Before the Fold launch.
Oh, it has to drop.
They will drop it, I reckon, end of May.
I honestly felt like it was going to be like
Mid-May,
this week or while. Like last week, I predicted this. I felt like it was going to be this week or while I'm away.
Yeah.
But now I feel like they're going to get through TV.
Yeah, that's what I think. As soon as they get the TV launch out the way, bingo.
I think second last week of May.
Wow.
which is went on my way, but that's okay, fine. Whatever.
Second last week of May.
Yeah.
You're home. Oh, you're away
I'm
again.
away again,
Yeah. Trevor's US visa, working overtime.
Man, I'm going to buy a Trump card. $5 million. Haven't you seen that?
The Trump card.
He's the gold card.
No.
He's created, and it's the worst piece of graphic design in history. He's created a gold card with his mug on it that you can pay $5 million and gives you citizenship.
Really?
It's right up there with tariffs based on.
Oh my God.
On surplus versus deficit.
Yeah. Wow. The tariffs. Yeah,
mate.
Let's talk about that while we're talking phones.
Mate, because it's going to have an impact.
I've been asked this question, as you probably have on the radio. What's the impact? And the company that comes to mind is Apple, right? Because they're an American company, but they manufacture in China, bring it back into the US and to the rest of the world. My gut tells me that, like he did in the first term of Trump's first term, Tim Cook has probably done a deal already. Has sort of said, look, we'll make some stuff in America if you give us a pass on that. Remember they made the Mac Pro?
No, but this is a...
Is this different?
This is a national tariff.
But mate, it's a big imports. American... Like you look at the big Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, the big... all the big
fact
companies.
Is, Australia is in a trade surplus, or America's in a trade surplus with Australia. That's the good side for them.
Yeah.
Right? They're getting the better deal out of trade.
We don't buy as much of their stuff as they buy of ours, is the problem.
No. It's the opposite. We spend more money with them than they do with us.
Okay.
So it's good for their balance.
Yeah.
But they still impose a tariff. Like the bloke has lost his mind. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, isn't it?
Have you seen the TikToks and everything about his actual calculation?
No.
They have literally gone imports plus exports divided by imports or whichever way it is. That's how they've created what he believes to be the current tariff. Yeah. It's not even a current tariff. It's just the current differential between imports and exports.
Yeah, right.
And he's trying to overbalance that with a tariff. It's the most hilarious thing. Yeah. So, by the way, it won't be $30,000 for an iPhone. The reports of the iPhone's demise have been greatly exaggerated. Some idiots are saying it's going to cost $30,000. But it will cost more. It will cost more. Well, and if they don't sort something out...
Well, if that doesn't do it, it'll be like his actions has crashed the stock market and sent our dollar plummeting as well. That'll put it up at the very least as well.
So the dollar's the real issue because, in fact, the iPhone doesn't come via America to us.
Straight from China.
So we're fine.
Yeah.
Open the floodgates. Americans will come here to buy iPhones.
Yeah, you reckon? Yeah. Well, that's what I thought too. I like mentioning Samsung, right? Samsung... They don't go via America.
No.
They come straight to us from, their factories are in Vietnam and Korea and all that. So, boom, straight to us. So, you're saying that, so because Apple the stock we get is directly from China, they're not entering the US, so we don't get that out of tariff.
It won't affect us.
So it won't affect us.
What will affect us is the dollar going down.
Yeah.
And how they buy they transfer the money around.
How's this though? And I know why, but if the companies decide to make their phones in China, bringing them back into America is going to cost Americans more.
That's right, mate. That's the whole
that's the whole premise of it, not the fact that they're an American company trying to do well.
No, that's right.
That they're not making their products locally.
And again, we're getting political, but I saw a lady on TikTok who makes cookies, biscuits. And she goes, and someone goes, your prices don't have to go up. Stop joking around. And she goes, no, the packets that I put them in are from China. I buy them from China. Mm. She goes, I used to buy American ones, but I had to put a sticky label on every time. I can only get these in China.
Yeah.
So she buys 10,000 labels. They go up by 109%, and she has to charge more for that product because the price went up. So, mate, it's hilarious. He just literally doesn't understand what he's doing. He actually doesn't understand the process.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Well, mate,
and there's no one around him willing to.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Surely there's some smart enough people to say, mate,
they don't have the guts.
You know what, buddy? This isn't a good idea. Maybe pull back on this thing a little bit.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
And he's not the sort of backflip kind of guy, is he? Once he commits, he commits. He's not going to.
That's right.
He's not going to lose face.
If he's going to backflip, he has to be able to put a reason to it. Yeah. He has to be able to put a deal across it,
Wow.
We shall see, folks. Two Blokes Talking Tech. We'd love your views on
tariffs.
Yeah, I was going to say we don't really want to talk tariffs all the time, but we will watch with interest to see how it all affects the tech industry and prices over the next few months.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is proudly supported by Arlo. Arlo is the place to go if you're after home security products. They have a range of products, including cameras and doorbells and floodlights and solar panels. You name it, and they've got it. But guess what? they do have an option for you to bundle and save. So if you're looking to set up your home security, you can go to their website, arlo.com, and you can put together your list of products you want to buy. If your bundle orders a total of more than $500, you get 10% off the whole thing.
Nice.
If your order is going to cost more than $1,000, then guess what? You're going to get 15% off.
Wow.
And if your orders go above $1,500, you're going to get 20% off.
Deal, baby.
So if you are new to this and you want to maybe put together a couple of cameras, maybe a doorbell, some solar panels, some indoor cameras, a wired floodlight, you can find all those products at arlo.com and click their bundle and save
Maybe
menu
you bought
item.
an essential product last Christmas and you love it. Now's the time to expand your range.
More. Yeah. So that's the place to go. arlo.com, bundle and save.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
So Mastercard, it was actually a while ago, about a month ago, they announced that they were working towards this numberless card system, but now they've included that in a more broad announcement. Yep. Talking about essentially their vision for 2030. And it's quite fascinating. Yep. For some people, it's a bit jarring. Some people are like, how are we going to do it? This is all not compulsory. It's all just a way that things can and will go. But numberless cards, let's talk about that first. Yeah. Right? I think it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
When you talk numberless card, the card actually has a number. You just can't see it.
That's right. It's not printed on the card.
It's not printed on the card.
But when you open up your Commonwealth Bank app or your ANZ app, you can see the card number. But more importantly, here's where it gets super, super cool, right? You're about to sign up to Netflix. You can go into your app and you go, I'll need a card number. I'll generate a card number. You could label it Netflix. Yep. It'll generate a card number that you use to sign up to Netflix. And guess what? When you want to cancel Netflix, just cancel the card number.
Cancel the card, yeah.
You don't have to go through all the palaver, right? And you could create one that is for your Woolworths. You could create one that's for your subscriptions. You could create a bunch of different card numbers. You can create, if you're a bit suspicious about the website you're buying from, but you really do want to buy that thing, create a number once and once only that only gets used once.
And set a limit to the transaction.
That stuff's brilliant.
Yeah, and this is all around sort of offering more security. And
it's all about security.
Because you think about, I think there were some stats they quoted that card-related fraud in Australia last year alone was nearly $1 billion. Which, imagine that. We're a country of 27 million people. $1 billion. So they've got good reason to go through this. And I reckon, mate, the secret to all this security is biometrics.
Yeah, well, that's the other big one.
Fingerprint, Face ID.
Outside of card numbers, Mastercard foresee a vision where in 2030 you'll have, the biggest websites will do this first, but they'll move to a biometric checkout. So basically, you go to the checkout and you get a PayPal, Mastercard, whatever the options are, shop.com or whatever. You'll get let's just call it Mastercard checkout or something. There'll be a button there. You press it, and it will verify your identity via your fingerprint, your face, whatever it might be that's linked to your device. And that instantly just shares your card token, not your card number, with that merchant and makes the payment.
It verifies your identity and then
you don't have to type in a card number anymore. Yep. You don't have to type in anything. You just verify who you are and the payment happens.
Yeah. You've already mentioned the one-time card numbers which you can generate and also offering multiple ways to pay. So you can say you're traveling, you say, okay, this card number can only be used in the US.
Yes.
Or I'm traveling, or it can only be used in Europe.
So the other thing about it is it's more about your account. So right now, a lot of people have a credit card account, a debit card account, and a lot of people have like an afterpay, like you pay it off over time.
Yep.
So their vision at MasterCard is that you have one account, one card, and you say in the settings of that card, you might say, and this will be in your bank app, you'll say, listen, for purchases under $200, debit. For purchases over $200 and up to $1,000, credit. For purchases over $1,000, pay as you go, like 4 installments, please. So it automatically, so all you do is you tap. So if I go to Harvey Norman and I buy a $1,500 speaker, tap, and it automatically goes, that's going to be paid off over 4 installments.
That's a 4-way.
Yeah. If I go to Woolies and buy my groceries for $150, it's going to come off the debit card.
Straight away. Yeah.
If I pay $400 because we had a big shop, it's going to go into the credit, and I can then work out when and how to pay that back. Yeah. So it's basically smart. You can intelligently set your account up to pay the way that you would want to pay. I love that.
So it's the sort of they call that Mastercard one credential, sort of single. single credential but multiple ways to use it.
Yeah.
See, multiple ways.
I love this.
Yeah, no, it's smart. And I think, you know what, that's alarming, that amount of that's related to card fraud. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So anything that can make that safer and more secure, why not? But also, do you like the fact that they're also going to go, they want to have their cards entirely made from sustainable materials?
Doesn't bother me too much, but yeah, good on them.
So from 2028, they're not going to have any first-use PVC plastic cards anymore. So it'll be made of a more sustainable material. So it'll be like cardboard or something.
But also remember, it'll just be recycled PVC.
Plastic.
Post-consumer recycled.
Yeah. PCR.
Also, we get to a point where you don't need a card.
Yeah, of course.
Like
the chip,
I've got a new
brain.
card with Wise, which is the payment app.
Yeah.
I just pressed a button, said I want a card, and it just put it in my Apple Pay.
Okay.
That's what we had to do with your bank. You're like, I've got this account, I want a Mastercard. Click a button and just give me a card. Just tap and go.
And it doesn't have to have a
I don't need to be sent a physical card.
Yeah, of course.
At all.
Yeah.
This is the thing. The only reason I keep my wallet, other than when I travel, I always have it when I travel because you never know what a country's going to be like. But right now, I keep my wallet somewhere that I know where it is, because if I'm going to make a payment somewhere, sometimes I need the card number. Yeah. Well, in the future, I'll just open the app for my bank and the card number will be listed there.
Yeah. There you go.
That's hello.
Yeah.
It's so logical.
It makes sense. And this is just, by the way, Mastercard. We don't know what Visa, we don't know what American Express, we don't know what other companies are doing. But Mastercard are obviously talking to their financial partners, so the banks and all the institutions. Yep. So this is their vision, as you said, for the next few years. Mm-hmm. So we wait and see when we see it for the first time.
It's going to be fascinating. That's their vision for 2030. You can read more about that at techguide.com.au. Can you? Yeah. Okay. Probably. I don't think it's at EFTM.com. Go to the Today Show. Go to 9 Now. I talked about it on the Today Show.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Now, I know you're about to travel, so should we talk about what I know that there's some eSIM deals now where if you've got an eSIM, I think it was a Simify, have got these unlimited data SIMs for up to 90 days, which is pretty generous.
Yeah.
And it works. You can have your eSIM, but also have your own SIM in the phone. So if you want to still receive text messages, two-factor authentications, you still can.
Yep.
But your bulk of your data is off the eSIM.
Yeah. So
is that what you've done?
I've for the last 6 months, I would say it's been the number one question, like rising, like with a bullet.
eSIM.
Is just travel. How do I travel? How do I stay connected? And
it's
look,
number
full
one
disclosure,
is,
I'm still going to travel with Vodafone. Like I'm at the point now where I'm thinking I should probably just be on a contract with Vodafone because I'd probably be cheaper.
Yeah, me
like
too.
I'm a pay as you go. I think I probably should be on a contract. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Anyway, I'm still going to go $5 a day because I can use all my data. I can make calls. There's no issue, right? Yep. Same number. But for Jackson, Victoria, Harry, Amanda, when we travel, they don't need calls. They just need data so that we can see where the kids are on Life 360. We can WhatsApp each other and we can get on social media if they need to, right?
Yep.
The beautiful thing about this is, and for the last few months, I've been recommending an app called Airalo. It's a great app. I've used it in Europe and America. You download the app, you search where you're looking for, like what country you're going to, you buy a SIM card and it downloads it onto your phone. Simify is actually even easier. It's an Aussie company. Yep. You go to the website, you choose where you're going, how much data you want or whatever it is. I did one the other day and it was $69 for unlimited data and it worked instantly and it was just like download a code. It appeared on my phone and I assume when I land, I'll just activate it and it'll work and I'll be connected. Like that's what you want. You want to be connected at the baggage carousel. Yeah. That's what people want.
And you can, I understand Simify, you can book it up to 6 months in advance. So when you land, it's ready to activate. And it's just a matter of scan a QR code.
It's even on an Android phone, it can be a QR code, but on an iPhone, it's literally just press a button, downloads, and it starts the process in settings. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, I set it up on a Samsung phone, and it did it. It was effortless.
Yeah.
But what other travel arrangements do you need for your tech, you reckon?
Well, obviously we're about to travel, so I've done two core things.
Yep.
Firstly, I've gone, you know what, everyone? I don't want to be responsible for your phone being charged during the day. So I went to JB Hi-Fi and I bought 6 Belkin batteries, right? Actually, I went to Amazon because they were cheaper there. I went 10,000 milliamp hours because...
You'd have them in your cupboard, wouldn't you, those batteries?
I know, but I wanted them all to be the same, but I wanted them all to be different colours. See? So then, here's why.
So you know whose is whose.
Responsibility.
Yeah, of course.
Harry whinges about his phone not being charged. Buddy, use your battery. When battery's flat, your responsibility,
your fault,
buddy.
Good call.
Yes, I bought 6 because I need a spare just in case there's a bit of drama, tears. Okay, fine, here's a battery. So here's what I did. I don't want 5,000 milliamp hours, even though they're super small and portable, because that's pretty much one charge. I want
You want 10.
I want a Disneyland full day recharge plus a bit. So 10,000 milliamp hours is a good number, and you just recharge it at night. Plus, as I said, everyone's got a different color. It's going to be perfect.
Yep.
It's light and portable, easy to use.
Well, it's about as big as a phone, isn't it? The battery you can fit in your back pocket.
Literally the same size as the phone.
Yeah.
So it would fit in my back pocket. And interesting that they all came with a cable about this long, 5 centimeters,
short, yeah.
which is perfect.
So you can put it.
That's
with
what
your
you
phone.
want. You just want to put it on
Put
the
it with
back
your
to
phone in
back,
your
just
pocket.
do the charge, right?
Smart.
And if you're thinking about charging, there are wireless chargers and things like that.
MagSafe chargers are.
But remember, there's an efficiency loss through wireless. So to get the most out of your 10,000 milliamp hours, to make sure the full 10,000 can go to your phone.
Yeah.
And like on a 10,000 milliamp hour, if you do it wirelessly, you might only get 9,500 milliamp. I don't know what the number is, but there's an efficiency loss. Well, yeah, because it's wireless. It's it's
cable.
Some of it's going out into the air.
But with the cable, you get the whole enchilada.
So that was the first thing I bought. Then I set up the SIMs, and then I thought about luggage tracking. Now, most of my bags have got an air tag, but I wanted to go just one simple solution for everyone. So I bought 10 different trackers. Yeah. Either cards or trackers. I bought the laser ones, laser smart tags. Yep. Again, money. I'm a cheapskate, right? Yeah. So instead of paying $40 or $50 for an Apple one, I went with a laser smart tag. The only difference between a laser smart tag and an Apple one is they don't have the ultra wideband.
I'm going to show you mine.
I know you're going to. Mate, we all know what they are.
I'm going to show you mine. My key.
Cheers, mate. So the only difference is if you bring your phone out now, it won't show you the arrow and guide you to your keys. No. But the reason I don't care about that is because I'm not tracking keys. I'm tracking bags. Yeah. If I'm in the same room as my bag,
to be in the vicinity,
I can see it.
Yeah.
So I don't need to I don't need proximity tracking. Plus I bought all right, we've seen. Plus I bought the card ones. So for Amanda's wallet, for Jackson's passport wallet, whatever you like.
I've got that as well. I can show you. And my one is the new tile, which I'll be writing about next week on Tech Guide.
Yep.
So this is that's the
laser one is thinner.
Similar.
And wirelessly charges.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So and it'd be cheaper too, I'd imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. That's the tile one anyway that I had, but that's in my wallet.
Yep.
So I'll find that, mate.
The massive George Costanza hunk of junk you got there.
It's not. It's a secret, mate. It's a cracker.
It's so thick. It's like a centimetre and a half thick.
It's not more than that.
It's such a bulge.
Fits all my cards in.
Mate, what is that bulge in your pocket? Look how thick it is.
I'm just happy to see it. So look, I've got 2 levels.
That is 6 iPhone Airs.
So look, I've got all my cards. I've got heaps of cards in there. Look,
mate, I could fit the iPhone just outside your cards.
Yeah, there's my cards when I need
horrible.
It. And then if I need my notes, they're in there too. Mate, plenty of them in there.
That is horrible.
But look how small it is, bud.
It's
small.
huge.
It's small though. Look
the last wallet I had was the thickness of 2 cards.
Okay, well, that does me, okay, and I've got a big enough pocket to fit it in, and no one questions it.
No one questions the bulge in your pocket.
Is that a secret wallet in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Is that what you're going to say?
Definitely not.
It's spelled SECRID.
No one asked.
Swiss company, I think. Or
no one asked.
Or Norwegian.
You're worse than Marquez Brownlee selling Ridge wallets. Mate, you're a tech person.
Mate,
Stop selling wallets.
I'm not selling them. I'm just showing you what I've got.
Stop suggesting people have wallets.
You don't even have a wallet. You don't even carry a wallet.
No.
Unless you travel.
Yeah, my wallet is in my travel case with my passport.
Where were we where they wouldn't accept tap and you had to have a physical card?
Somewhere in the US,
were
obviously.
We? And Trev was outraged. He couldn't use. He needed a physical
card. Lot?
No, we were there. It was somewhere. You were in person trying to talk to someone. Where I can't remember where, but it was funny. It was funny watching you lose it.
It's embarrassing. You got a wallet. Anyway, I just received my Vodafone bill. I definitely should upgrade to a plan.
What? Aren't you on a plan? What do you got? As you go?
Pay as you go. Yeah.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
So every call you make, you pay for it?
No, you dimwit. It's like cap plan. No, but it's month to month.
Okay. Oh, so it's not on a 12-month contract.
I'm not on a contract, yeah.
But it's a capped plan, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the same thing.
Yeah. What are you having a go at me for, then?
Well, what if you're so worried? Is it over?
I just think it's
over $100?
Probably cheap. No, it's $50.
Oh, there you go. My bill's higher than yours.
Why?
I'm on a $69.95 plan.
Well, my bills just came in at $58.
Does that include your iPhone SIM?
I don't have a. Oh,
have you got a plan on your watch?
I do. I've got a $5 number thing. I've got to turn that rubbish off.
Why?
I don't need that.
Why?
Yeah, that's a waste of money. I don't need that.
Mate, you got to have it.
No. Why? When do I ever leave the house with just a watch?
I don't know.
Never.
If you get washed out to sea.
All right, thanks. But it's not
Something
going to
like
happen.
that happens.
I'm not going to get washed out to sea. Also, it would work. Emergency calls work without a SIM card.
Do they?
Yes.
So without if
to
this
call
is,
000, you don't need a SIM plan.
Okay, so if you had just the normal Apple Watch Bluetooth only, you reckon that's going to call?
It's got to have LTE.
Without the plan,
yes.
But you still need the cellular version.
You've got to have the cellular version, but you don't have to have a SIM plan.
Is that right? So it'll still work, the
Yes.
emergency? Really?
Yes.
Wow.
100%.
But who's the genius who's going to buy a cellular model and not have the $5 a month plan?
Oh,
Who's going to do that?
Firstly, everyone who's not on Telstra or Vodafone, because the small telcos don't have it.
Okay. Well, if you're not going to get it, you're not going to be able to use it, then you don't buy it. Or do you reckon buy it in case
I reckon
you need
just
it?
like with iPads, a lot of people buy it just in case. Yeah.
Really?
You know what's interesting about my... it does say... oh, no, it says how much I used. It doesn't say how much I've got available. 121 calls.
That's just today.
5 hours and 35 minutes.
Of calls?
Yeah.
That's just this morning.
133 messages and 50 gigabytes of data used. Holy hell.
That's just today.
That's a lot for me.
Wow.
I've never looked at my bill.
But I remember you data shamed me one time. I had like 300 gig of data and only used like 25.
Interesting. I actually don't know how much data I've got on my plan.
There you go. See?
Do you think I should Google it?
You tell people to sort of do a bit of life admin and check their plans, and you're not even doing it yourself. What a hypocrite.
All right. I'm going to look right now. SIM-only plan.
God help us.
It's on the small... Doesn't have a name. Small SIM-only. 100 gigabytes a month. I mean, I'm doing okay.
Let me tell you. Is that all you got, 100?
Yeah.
I've got like 600 or something on
Are you on the $59 plan?
Bonus plan.
You're on the $59 plan?
No, $65.
Yeah,
plan.
with your eSIM, though.
That's $69.95 then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's 720 gigabytes of data on the $59 plan. That's
Yeah,
insanity.
But that's only for new customers.
No one.
I went to Vodafone and said, I want to get that plan. He goes, no, it's for new customers. So you're telling me I've been with Vodafone for so long, I can't switch my plan to that plan, but some bloke can walk off the street and be a Vodafone customer for one day and get that plan. They went, yep. So you either got to go online or talk to someone and see about matching the deal. But unless you quit and come back with a different number, you can't get those plans.
Interesting. Yeah, it is 69 because after the first 12 months.
There you go, 69. Mate. There you go.
Anyway, a bit of life admin here with the two blokes.
Yes.
Thanks for your company. Great to have you here on the Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And that's a wrap. I'm on holidays. No. No. We do it all thanks to the great people at Netgear. They're great, great people. We love them. They've got such a wide range of Orbi products out there. They've expanded the range even further. With now the Orbi 870 series joining the 770 and the 970, so sitting right there in the middle to give you up to 2.5 gigabit speeds over the internet, up to 600 meters squared of coverage, combined Wi-Fi speed of 21 gigabits per second. The bottom line is it's Wi-Fi 7.
So fast.
You can have up to 150 devices attached. And that's just one of many Orbi products. There's an Orbi product at literally every budget level.
Yeah.
Whether it's Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 6E, Wi-Fi 6, there's a huge range.
Yeah. Depending on how many devices you want to connect or the range you want. Yeah. So the more expensive, more devices, wider coverage.
Spot on. And you can fill in that little survey on their website, which asks you a few questions.
Yeah.
It's called Find Your Orbi. You follow, like it's 3 questions. What speed internet do you have? What many devices? What sort of size? And then they'll tell you which one is right for you. And, of course, you can buy directly from Netgear right there at netgear.com.au. There's often great deals. If you sign up to their newsletter, you'll get instant discounts on the Netgear store as well.
Can you buy a black one? Remember you can only get black Orbis
I don't know
before?
if the black
I think white is only in
870s.
retail.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, but I just don't know if the 870 has black. I don't think they do.
Oh, okay.
No, it's only in white.
Yeah.
I've just checked.
I've got one. No,
Yeah. I feel like I've got one somewhere.
but not the Wi-Fi 7 series. The previous models.
Oh, no. I don't know.
Really?
I'm confused. There's a parcel over there I've got to open.
Okay.
No, it's been there for a while. I think it's a previous one.
It's for 770, mate. That one there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't know. I've got to get to it.
They're all good though.
I will get
They're
to
all
it.
good.
I can't
Orbi,
wait.
How many times have people said, "Oh, my Wi-Fi's no good, mate"? You need an Orbi, and it's every person to a person says it fixed me. It fixed it up.
Done deal. Check it out at netgear.com.au.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not going to lie, I am pretty tuned out.
Mate, can you hang in for about another 10 minutes, you reckon? Or do you want me to just take over? Do you want me to just pretend you're Val? Or
Listen.
what do we do? I'll say, hey, Val. Are you there?
At CES, we saw a fascinating product.
Yeah.
Fascinating product called the Roborock Saros Z70. It stole the show with its robot arm that would come out and pick up the socks and drop them on the back where you tell them. So basically, it's a standard robot vacuum, but in your map, you can choose a designated area where it delivers these things.
Yep.
And I've said this week on the radio, basically, you've got a robot vacuum here. That means that it is possible that you could come home from work to a pile of dirty socks and clean floors.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to lead off here with the biggest problem with this product. It's $3,999.
Yeah, she's not cheap.
Mate, that's the most expensive robot vacuum on the market.
By $1,000. Yeah.
And frankly, $1,500 more than you need to spend. Like the most, let's be honest, the most expensive D-Bot from Ecovacs is $2,500.
Yep.
The X8.
Yeah. That's the duck's guts.
That's the duck's guts. I'd pay $500 for the robot arm.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pay $15.
Yeah, but and we saw it at CS, as you said, and it was it was one of those eye-catching moments of the show. It was great TV.
It was the darling of the show.
It was great video, and it was, you're thinking, wow, that's amazing. It can do that. I swear to you, when I first saw it, I'm thinking, is that real? I said, is that real?
I mean, they said it was coming, but I went, I don't know, this is really going to be a product, is it? But here it is, available to pre-order.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking, who's going to buy this?
Don't know.
Like, are you going to spend an extra $1,000 or potentially $1,500 for something to pick a sock up?
And what does it pick up?
Yeah.
What's the limit? What's the size? How does it know? Will it pick up Lego? Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
What also, the other question you need to ask is, by having this arm in it, what doesn't it have now?
Yeah. What suction? What capacity?
What compromise has been made?
This is one, what is it?
Is the battery now a lot smaller? Is the mopping inferior? Is the suction a bit lower? So you got to ask the question. I think you spend that sort of money. We haven't reviewed it. We've only seen it at CS. So I know there's a lot of interest now in robot vacuums from across the board. Like Ecovacs have been pretty aggressive with their top of the line. They're sort of the market leaders at the moment. Roborock's sort of coming up fast with, I think they had the Saros, and now they've got, what's this one, the R series, whatever it is, with the arm.
Yeah, so they've confirmed three models: the Saros 10, $29.99, the Saros 10R, $28.99, and the Z70 with the arm at $3,999.
Z70, there you go.
Yeah,
but look, it's a. I know. I think today, as I said, people are more thinking more of a robot vacuum. Like years ago, it was kind of an early adopter product.
That's why I worry about this.
Yeah.
I worry. This does have a mop, by the way. I can see it on the screen. Yeah. I worry that this is first generation. Like legit first generation. How much can it pick up? How smart is it?
Yeah.
And how frustrating is it going to be?
And the thing with it though, it can pick up stuff and then take them somewhere. So it can actually...
Yeah, that's what I mean. You'll come over to a pile of dirty socks.
It'll say, right, you put the socks in the laundry, put that stuff over here.
I don't know that you can differentiate, can you?
That's what I understood.
Right.
Well, you can differentiate. If pick up a sock, you put it there.
Hey, if this thing can put Lego back in the Lego bag, I am all in.
Make a little Lego out of it on the way.
I mean, it does have a little claw, but the question is how big. Yeah. Like a soft toy
it could be very
this
light.
Big, like...
We're talking small and light objects. We're talking socks and Lego. Cables. Can it pick up a cable?
I don't know.
Is that too?
That feels delicate.
Is it dexterous?
Fine
enough
motor
to do
skills problematic.
So it needs to be big. If it can pick up a Lego piece, that's a game changer. Because imagine stepping on that thing.
Stop. If it could watch me build Lego and tell me where I dropped the Lego piece, that'd be great.
That too.
And we were sitting here the other day.
Go pick it up for you.
Harry and Vivi were building that Lego over there on the table, and I see them looking around. I'm going, "What'd you lose?" They got a piece of Lego. Anyway, Vivi took a look and she goes, "You've already put it on the thing, so you haven't lost it. It's actually on the model already."
That's annoying.
But it's always somewhere nearby, often in the bags.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I've done that. I just finished Notre Dame, by the way. And you're thinking,
I can't wait for you to show Val.
They've left out a piece here, and then I look and think, and the one little piece is still in the bag.
In the bag.
And are you up to now? I've had some sets that are now
all
paper bags.
Yeah, all the Formula One stuff is paper.
Yeah, the Notre Dame one was still plastic. That was one of the last ones, but Notre Dame turned out really well. Yeah, I'm happy with that one.
Are you going to knock it down now and just make it look more lifelike?
I'm going to burn it. I'm going to set fire.
Maybe I wouldn't burn it, but I'd take a bunch of pieces out.
I'm not, mate. I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to display it. I might make it my new background on Sky. I've got a typewriter there. I might replace it.
It's a bit big for that, isn't it?
No, it'll fit on the shelf. It's only about that wide, the Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yeah. Might fit. It'll probably fit. It should fit.
It'd be hilarious if it fell while you were
fell
on air.
in the middle of the segment. Just
because you'd see it fall, you'd hear the crash.
Yeah,
and then you'd see the tears. Would you rebuild?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
Like the real one?
Yeah, I would.
Would it take you as many years as it did for them to do the real one?
No. But it's pretty intricate. It was a good set, that one. I enjoyed doing that. It was very repetitive. Have I mentioned this to you before?
Yeah, you
repetitive.
did.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of Formula Ones. I've still got my Father's Day and Christmas present from last year at home to build the Corvette, but I want to buy the Mansell Williams Formula One set that's like the Senna. It's the same size as the Senna because I bought the proper stickers for the sponsors they can't have from Lego, like the cigarette sponsors and stuff. Yeah, because I don't care.
Are you going to put on your Senna one?
No, on the Williams. So the Williams has done the same
thing.
thing.
Like Marlboro or something.
So this one here, this Marlboro, these are not the real stickers.
Oh, you had to buy those.
I bought these online. They don't sell it with Marlboro on the side.
Oh, of course not, yeah.
Not endorsing smoking.
Yeah.
It's a stupid,
kids,
filthy, disgusting habit. But I, for 48 years, have watched motorsport and never taken a cigarette because the advertising didn't influence me. But yeah, these stickers were from a sticker set that someone sells online.
That's a nice looking car, that one.
Yeah, so there's a Williams version of this.
So that's the Senna one.
This is the Senna. There's a Williams version of this
I like
size
the stand.
kit.
The stand's really smart.
Yeah, and so this also has stickers on the wheels.
Oh wow,
that's cool. That weren't on there,
mate. For an F1 guy, mate,
I've got two of these. I've got the official Lego one over there and then this one with these stickers.
So I've got two.
Yeah,
and you haven't built one.
No, it's built over in the far corner on bottom shelf.
Doing very well.
Yeah.
Very. You reckon I'm doing very well? Buys two copies of the same one.
Yeah. Well,
two versions.
You know, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Travelling, mate. That's great.
All right.
Yeah, my next project will be the Jabba sail barge. Is the next Lego.
Oh,
that's a big one.
Horribly boring.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Does it look like Noah's Ark?
A little bit.
I thought so.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking
sail
of.
barge.
It's like a big boat.
Floating boat.
That's
sail
what boats
barge.
do.
Yeah. Floating in air though.
Oh right.
Yeah. Sail barge, mate. Star Wars, remember? Get with the program, will you?
All right. Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Did you know Microsoft is turning 50 this year?
Yeah, pretty wild. I saw a photo of Satcher and Bill and the other dude.
Amazing.
What's his name? The bloke that bought the Clippers? Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I remember Steve Ballmer.
The dancing and singing.
I've seen him in person doing his prezos and stuff, right? And he was just I reckon I sweat a lot. He's a champion sweater too.
He would always have the wrong wardrobe because it would show up so bad.
And he'd be so woo trying to do an Apple, and he was woo. You can see him on YouTube. They haven't dated well.
It's very embarrassing.
But there is also the best quote he ever said was when the iPhone came out, and he said, "No one will buy this phone." Who's going to pay $7.99 for a phone or whatever the price was?
I did walk into George Bushman's office at 2GB when he showed me the BlackBerry for the first time. I said, "That's ridiculous. Who wants email on their phone?"
There you go.
He was so excited to show me as well.
Was that 50 years ago?
It was pretty close.
30 years ago. So anyway, the reason we're talking about Microsoft is because they've just updated Copilot. Copilot's got some new features to coincide with the 50th anniversary of the company. And we're talking here, it's all about making your companion more useful and more personalised. And so different features like memory and personalisation, you can tell it your favourite books and films and stuff just to teach it.
Yep.
You can also get it to act on your behalf. Now, this is a really cool one. What Copilot's going to do, you can, the things that you want done for you, right? Book tickets, make dinner reservations, travel reservations, right? So what is Microsoft doing? They're partnering with Booking.com, Expedia, so that they're talking the same language.
Yeah.
So go book me that flight, whatever, book the restaurant. So you are, Open Table is one of those partners as well. So that's really smart where they're already out in the marketplace to try to make those actions a reality.
Yeah.
Copilot Vision, so it's coming to mobile. So basically the mobile version is like Google Lens, but on the native Windows app, Vision means it can see your screen and what you're working on. So all your documents, all your tabs, it'll know everything you're looking at. So it'll take into account, if you're working across multiple apps and browser tabs and files, it can read the screen and interact with the content to help you.
So basically what that means is you can say, "Hey, Copilot, tell me how to make this spreadsheet chart, labeled this way." And so because it's seeing what you're doing. It's not a security thing like the recall drama they had, but it's more about the interaction is with what you are seeing and doing, which is something that Isn't Apple talking about that as well with seeing the screen?
Yeah.
And Samsung was talking about it at the start of the year.
Samsung. Well, I think isn't that part of the Gemini partnership?
I think it's a rollout. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's there yet.
The other Pages is another feature where it can help you a little.
The Mac software.
The free. No, it's not the Mac software. You know how the free what's called Free Mind or something that Apple put together. We can sort of basically like a big organised thoughts and stuff on a big board.
I've never used it.
That sort of Pages, what that's going to be.
Okay.
They've also got, get this right. Say you're researching, a purchase of a car or a house or trying to book a holiday. Copilot can produce a AI-powered podcast to tell you about it. So say you want to learn a new hobby or researching a house purchase, or you're
just
going
like Google Notebook LM,
that can actually create a podcast for you to listen to it. To hear all the information you need is a podcast.
Yeah.
So rather than you having to read it, you can hear it.
So good. I did it with a big document on the Google Notebook LM, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And I said this to Amanda the other day. We were talking about Harry and studying and reading long things is not his go, so you should be listening to things. I said he could upload a 5-page PDF and get a 10-minute bloody podcast made for him that he just listens to and absorbs the information.
That's happening.
So
Google already has that.
Google has that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
I did it. Mate of mine works in New South Wales government, and I knew one of the projects he was working on, so I Googled a project outline or something, and so I uploaded that, and then I sent him this link, and he sent it around to people going, someone's done a podcast, and I go, no, it's a computer. It was just, it's not real. Yeah. And it was so real. It was two voices just chatting back and forth about this
Did
document.
you say the computer said no?
Yeah.
Shopping as well, you can do the research and it'll create comparisons and even tell you when it says spots it somewhere cheaper if there's a sale on. That's pretty good.
Yep, like that.
And there's other search improvements as well, which we won't go into right now because I can see that Trevor's hit the wall a little bit here. He's getting a bit heavy-lidded. His eyes starting to water a bit. I can tell all the symptoms of Trevor getting a bit tired. He's been up since 1 o'clock in the morning. He's doing it a bit tough. It's
been a long day.
Yeah, so... mate, you won't be getting up that early when you're on holiday, surely.
Oh, mate,
surely not.
No.
Surely
because
not.
See, my body clock's such that I'm not set to that. My body wakes up when my alarm, like I woke up this morning 5 minutes before my alarm.
Right.
But if I didn't have an alarm, I would have slept till 7.
Right. So what time did you wake up today?
3:20.
Just for giggles. 3:20 you woke up.
3:23.
3:23 in the morning you were awake.
And then I set another alarm for 6 to remember that's when I've got to leave and go get Stephen.
6:02.
Yeah.
So you calculated it. So you were spot on time. You were absolutely. I was at the front at 6:58 and 6:59, and it ticked over to 7 when you pulled up in the little MG with the funny doors,
had the roof down and everything.
Yeah, mate, it was very good. Yeah, I'll be taking that off your hands from today.
Anyway, you take Joe for a cruise. Take your mum.
Joe.
Don't take it down your driveway.
Well, I'll leave half of it on the driveway. You reckon? But it's got it's got a pretty narrow small wheelbase.
All right, mate, give it a crack. Let me record the sound for me when you hear it.
Because the reason it scrapes down my driveway is that any car with a longer wheelbase, right? So you know how a wheelbase.
The reason it scrapes is because you've got a very sharp top of your driveway.
Okay, listen, but if it's like Joe's car doesn't do that, right? Because it's got a shorter wheelbase,
rides higher
off the car.
Yeah.
Longer cars, so longer wheelbase.
I'm aware of how wheelbase works, mate.
When the top of my driveway's like this, right? The top of my driveway's like this. So when the wheels are on either side of that bump, where's the bump going to go? It's got nowhere else to go. Yeah. So with a shorter wheelbase, might not quite reach.
I'd be shaving the crap out of that bump.
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah,
Really?
You'd need new concrete, but yeah.
Oh. So who do I look up for that? Concrete shaver. Who do I look up? Concreter.
Driveway man.
Driveway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, mate, I
don't think you can though, because it's the edge of the footpath that's there, so it's your challenge. You can't actually touch that.
Well, that's why my car, I had to buy my Merc. I had to buy it with the ability to raise the car. I can raise it.
Oh, tough. Doing very well. Just bought an extra kit because his driveway's sharp.
Mate, of course. Yeah.
Enjoy your time with Val Quinn, and we appreciate Val jumping in for the next couple of weeks in my place. I won't be giving the show a second's thought.
Well, so you shouldn't. Enjoy your trip, mate. I've said, you well-deserved break with the family. Enjoy it all. Forget any of this stuff back here, and just enjoy the time with your family.
It's going to be a cracker. I look forward to seeing
you. Have a great trip. Have a safe trip.
The day after I get back for another marathon session of recording.
So you're back on a Tuesday, and then so Wednesday you boom straight into it early on, bang.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Enjoy that time. It's still a few weeks away, so don't even think about that.
Don't worry about it. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
But, mate, have a good one.
All right, mate.
Safe trip to the family.
Thanks for everything.
Enjoy.
Thanks for chunking in the podcast over the last few weeks to get us through. And see you in a couple of weeks.
Sayonara.
Thanks, Val.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.